Hi everyone, today I'm going to make my very famous pineapple cake. Now to make this cake you need the following ingredients. You need 2 eggs beaten, you need 12 ounces of butter or margarine, 12 ounces of sugar, and this can be caster sugar or granulated. You need 12 ounces of self-raising flour, you need some golden syrup, a bit of baking powder, some vanilla essence and some pineapple rings. Now try to choose the variety in their own juice or light syrup. So the first thing you need to do is put your oven on to 180 degrees, so that's on already, and also you need to grease a tin like this. The first step is to line the base of the tin with the pineapple rings. So you should be able to get about 5 or 6 rings here. I can actually get them out. So you just line the bottom nice and neatly like that. Now keep the juice because we're going to use it later. Okay. Next step is to get some of your golden syrup. It's easier if you get ones with a squeezy bottle like this, and you just pour some over, squeeze some over the pineapple. You can use as much as you want, but just enough to cover it a little bit like that. Okay. So you put this to one side because we're going to use it later. The next step now is to put your butter and your sugar together in a bowl. Now I've let my bowl to someone and I haven't given it back, so I'm using a smaller one, but you would use a larger bowl than this because this will go everywhere. Okay, and with a hand whisk, you mix the sugar and the butter together. If you want, you can do it by hand, but it's a lot easier with a whisk. Now, the eggs that you've got on the side here, you add these a bit at a time, and then you whisk that in as well. Sorry, cameraman. Nearly there. Okay, so the next part now, you don't use the whisk anymore. Now we're going to do the rest by hand. So you get your flour, you can just add the whole lot all at once like that. And if you want, I normally do, you probably don't have to, but I just me, I just like to add a teaspoon of baking powder as well, even though it is self-raising flour. Okay, so now the next step is very important. You need a spoon like this. It's very thin, if you can see here. Because if you use a thicker spoon or if you whisk it, you're going to get rid of the air bubbles in the mixture, so you want your cake to be nice and fluffy and light. So with this now, I'm going to do a figure 8 to mix everything in together. So you can see here, I'm not beating it, I'm just doing it in a nice figure 8, so you're folding the mixture rather than beating it. You can do it quite fast. You can see I need a bigger bowl here, can't you? If you see the mixture's quite dry, so what you can do here is add some of the reserved pineapple juice from before. Just to make it more of a liquid consistency. You can go a bit faster once it goes a bit goopier. Add a bit more. Oops. If you want as well, if you see that your mixture is still a bit dry, you can also add a bit of milk. It's entirely up to you, but this one's okay now. Can you see the way the consistency is? Not too thick and not too runny either. Okay. Remember to do the figure 8. And then you just add maybe like a little capful of your vanilla essence just to give it that extra bit of flavour. So just 1 teaspoon there. 1 capful. Okay, now we're ready to put the mixture into the tin. So, just going to pour this in carefully. Now, guess who's going to lick the bowl afterwards? My lovely husband is recording this actually. So are you going to be licking the bowl, Michael? Yeah, me too. You're going to have to share it with me. Let's get all that. I have to leave a little bit in here for him or else he'll complain. Now you can see it's a little bit uneven at the moment, so obviously when you put it in the oven it's going to be a bit lopsided. So what you do here, don't be tempted to get a spoon and try and smooth it down because that's going to burst the air bubbles. It's a little trick, it's a little bit messy, but what you do, lift up, listen up slightly, you just do that, and it just evens out the mixture. Okay, so now that's going to go in the oven for 40 minutes on 180, and then we'll take a look at what the cake looks like after that, okay? Okay, so this is the end result, and as you can see, I've cut myself a piece. I already started nibbling. It's very moist, you see, it's risen very nicely, and I have to say that it does taste delicious as well. So let me know how you go, and if you can put some comments on as well, let me know how you did with this cake as well.